the New Testament times when men like Joseph and Jacob had more than one wife. Well, today that would be considered adultery. Pat, what do you think?
Well, Alice, we got to go into the difference between men and women. A woman gets pregnant and she has a baby and it occupies her for a whole year, whereas a man can impregnate 20, 30, 50, 100 women and not slow down a bit. Now, in those early days, to be a single woman was a terrible thing. They were poverty-stricken, abused, mistreated, and they earnestly wanted the cover of a man to look after them, to help them. And so in order to populate the race, it was necessary for an abundance of children. So there was no stricture about it. Look, you got David. So David has 5 or 6 wives. He's got Abigail, and he's got this one and that and the other one. And God said to him, when he sinned, he said, listen, I gave you Saul's kingdom, and I gave you his wives to your bosom, and if that wasn't enough, I'd have given you a whole lot more of them. Now, that's what God says in the Word. Now, so there's nothing wrong with it, but you say it's adultery. I don't know at what point polygamy was wrong. It's just somehow along the way, the New Testament began to say a man should have one wife, wife should have one husband, and they should cling to each other, and the twain would be, one flesh. And that was Jesus' word, is that single. But I tell you what's going to happen today. If homosexuality has become a federally protected activity, if gay marriage is a federally protected activity, then there is no way under heaven that the legal standards can mitigate against polygamy. There is just no way. You say, well, I love 5 women, and I want to marry all 5 of them. And they say, well, you let these homosexuals do it, why can't I? No way is he going to stop. As sure as you're alive, we're going to legalize polygamy. And some of the women who apparently have multiple wives, they seem to be pleased with it. But if a man in the Old Testament married 2 or 3 women, it wasn't adultery because they were all married. And right now in the Muslim world, they have 4 wives. Muslims can have 4 wives.
Yeah.
And if he wants to have sex with a prostitute, for example, he marries her, has sex with her, and then when they get through, he says, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, and then the marriage is over. That's the law. So anyhow, you say it's not fair, but I don't write the book. I just...
For the record, I'm not sharing my man with anybody.
Amen. Well, I'm glad. Stand by your man.
When I